Hello, sports fans. Larry Eater, RunBlogRun here. This is the epilogue for Athletics Chat number 88. Stuart Weir and I had many topics to discuss. The first one we commented on was the Ukrainian-Russian conflict. The Russian Federation, led by Vladimir Putin, decided to do what they euphemistically call a police action in Ukraine, the Ukrainian Republic, which is a democratically elected government. And the world has responded in a very, I'm pleased. Would I like to see military support in the Ukraine? Yes, but unfortunately that would cause World War III. So they're hitting Mr. Putin where it hurts by cutting off SWIFT codes, which means Russian banks cannot bring money in or send money out. And they have targeted key people around Mr. Putin. It's already affecting the Russian economy. Ukrainian defense forces are holding on much stronger than most people suspected. The world sympathy outside of Belarus is with Ukraine. I did hear today that the Georgian government, which had a war with Mr. Putin about 2003, 2005, they've been rather cautious. They're not supporting the EU events, but what I think will come out of this, I think there'll be a huge price for Putin to pay globally as well as within his country. What's happening on the global sports side is the IOC has now banned Russia and Belarus from Olympic sporting events. World Athletics has banned Russian, Belarusian athletes, coaches, and trainers from World Athletics events. FIFA has banned them from soccer and taken away a very important football cup. And most of the world sports federations have acted in the same way. So there is a huge price for this. The biggest price right now is being paid by the Ukrainian people. And our thoughts and prayers are with Ukraine. And there are ways, PayPal is suggesting some ways that you can donate money and help Ukraine. So check that out. I think there's some good ideas there. And BBC World Service is probably one of the best resources for information. You can pull the podcast down and you can listen to them 24 hours as I do. Among other things that we discussed, the British trials were held last weekend in Birmingham at what I used to call the NAI Stadium. I can't even pronounce what they call it now, Utility or something Stadium. But some fantastic races, the women's 400, the women's 1500, women's 800, the men's 60, and the men's 1500 were fine races. You can see articles about them on RunBlogRun, courtesy of our European editor, Stuart Weir. You'll be seeing articles on the USATF Championship starting today, courtesy of moi. I was in Spokane and really enjoyed this facility, the podium. It a 200-meter mechanical track. Really interesting how they move the levels up. It's much like the one on Staten Island. Seats about 3,000 people. Good crowd. It could have been a little better, but it was a good crowd. One of the better ones that I've seen, and some great performances. Saturday, Chris Nielsen and Casey Lightfoot went at it in the men's pole vault. On the women's shot put side, Maggie Ewan went 1979 in the shot, world leader, and she looked fantastic. Women's 1500, Heather McLean made this move with about 30 meters to go, pulling the Bernard Lagat, and she beat Josette Norris in second and El Purier in third. And then the final event of the evening was the men's 3,000 meters, and Cole Hawker, who had run a 7:39 at the Millrose Games, used that last 200 to perfection and won the 3,000. He would be coming back the next day in the 1,500. On Sunday, we got to watch Grant Holloway run a 7:37 60-meter hurdles, and he just talked about how he wanted to go on to Belgrade and win the World Indoor Gold there. The women's pole vault was Katie Najat and Sandy Morris. Katie Najat had one of her, actually had a really good day. She finished second, but she battled Sandy Morris, and Sandy won in a 485 jump. She looked very, very good. Also have to hand it to Christian Coleman in his second event of the season. He went 6:55 in the semis and 6:45 in the final to win going away. In the final event of, well, the 800s were wonderful. Ajay Wilson led from nearly the start to the finish. Olivia Baker in second, and Ajay won. She looked fantastic, quite impressive. In the men's 800, Bryce Hoppel and Isaiah Harris went 1-2. Bryce uses this move on the last lap, and he's got incredible finish over the last 100 meters. And Isaiah looked fantastic, so it's nice to see both of them. The final distance event was the men's 1,500. Cole Hawker used a 26.6 last lap and was quite impressive. And it'll be, with a nice double, it'll be interesting to see if he's going to run in Belgrade. I'm not sure if he is or not, but we'll know in the next few days when they name the U.S. team. But all in all, I think things are really looking good for the World Indoor Tour. How the Ukraine-Russia war will disturb Belgrade, I don't know. I know Serbia is very loyal to Russia, and I'm not sure what will happen with that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, trying to decide if I'm going to go or not. The World Race Walking Team Championships is this weekend in Muscat, Oman. We'll have some coverage of that with pictures. There'll be video to watch on Peacock TV if you get a chance to do that. And check a replay of Peacock TV for the U.S. Championships from this past weekend. This is Larry Eder with RunBlogRun, Athletics Chat 88. This is the epilogue. Thank you to Stuart Weir in Oxford, England. Thank you to Mike Deering, our production manager in Indianapolis, Indiana. And this is Larry Eder in San Jose, California. Stay safe.